Hey Mac fam. So, kind of wanted to talk about something. So, I kind of have some bad news, and then just like really quickly, before I share any of this, have a little bit of a trigger warning I need to put out. So, please, if you are triggered, um, by dogs, like dog bitings or dogs biting people, or growling dogs or anything like that, please don't watch this because we're going to be talking about some of that. So there's actually another YouTube family a long time ago. They had this issue with their dog too, where their dog would growl and would bite people, would maybe even bite the people in their house, the owners. And so it was just kind of hard. And I think they found out their dog was sick. And I think their dog had come from an abusive home. And so their dog, I think, was just kind of triggered. And so I think they had to, I don't know what they had to do. I think they either had to give the dog away or talk to a certified vet or something. Or maybe put the dog down. I don't really know what they had to do. But they also kind of had the same issues with their dog. A lot of people deal with this. And we have a German Shepherd. A lot of you don't know that. Um, but yeah, but so our dog is naturally protective, and so there was an incident like a long time ago where my one of my grandmother's best friends, so my mom's mother on my mom's side, so my grandmother on my mom's side, one of her best friends was throwing my mom her laundry, not like being mean or anything, but she's like, here you go. Well, before my mom could say our dog's name, our dog had his mouth inside her arm. Didn't leave a mark, didn't bite her, but that was just a warning, like, you don't mess with my mama. Like you don't mess with her. So but that was just kind of a warning, but they are naturally protective, and so that was just kind of him protecting my mom. Even though the lady didn't hurt her, she just threw laundry at my mom. Just was like, here you go. So, yeah. Um and um he's made us a little bit nervous about one of my cousin's kids on my mom's side. There was one day our dog, I don't think he'd met my cousin's kid yet. So our cousin's like 1 or 2. He runs out over to the fence. My dog's like, who is this? He starts kind of barking at him and not really knowing who it was because I guess naturally his instinct was, oh my gosh, who is this person? But also, when German Shepherds are in their backyard or their house, that is their house and that is their place to protect. And so I think he was just doing that, just thinking like, oh, I have to protect because that's just what German Shepherds do. They just naturally are protective like that. Um, but didn't hurt him or anything, but we had to like kind of pull him away, or get him immediately. But I think my aunt was telling me that, like, he makes me a little nervous around him. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree. So, yeah. Um, but yeah, so that was like something else. But a couple of recent incidents. So, like I said, the trigger, please don't watch if you can't handle dog bites or dogs growling or anything. So a while back, probably a couple months ago, probably a year or two ago, I don't know, but it's been a while since this happened. We So somebody was bringing something to my mom from her work, and he came to the door. We knew this person, so um but our dog was right there, and he thought this guy was trying to hurt my mom, but he wasn't. He wasn't. It's just German Shepherds are like, oh, I have to protect. He literally was handing my mom's papers. That's it. That's all he was doing from work. He needed to bring them to her, so that's what he did. And our dog bit him. and he had to go get one stitch. He bit him pretty deep. So it was like a quick bite. It was like a quick and release, bite and release. That's kind of what German Shepherds do. Usually if they bite you, it's a bite and a release, usually. So he did that, and it just kind of made us all worried about our dog. So then my dog has also growled at me twice. He growled at me tonight. He was barking. It's pretty late here, and so we're all trying to sleep, and he's barking, and I'm like, Chemo, be quiet. Like, I'm having to get onto him, like, shush. And he goes, like, he just growls at me, and I'm like, okay. I don't really know what that was about, but I'm like, okay. And then there was another time I was trying to get him by his collar, and I was like, come on, Chemo. And he starts growling at me, and my mom's like, no, Chemo, don't do that. Like, so she got onto him, but he didn't bite me or anything, but he just growled. Which I've heard, and my mom has told me this, she's talked to people. Sometimes dogs do not like being pulled by their collar for some reason. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe he doesn't really like that. I don't really know. My brother has also tried to get our dog off the couch. Like, come on, Chemo, grabbing him by his collar. He's growled at my brother before. And then, so he recently snapped at my brother's finger. My brother was trying to get this string out of his mouth. Like, come on, Chemo, open your mouth. And a lot of dogs are fine if you, like, open their mouth or whatever. My brother's trying to get the string out of his mouth, and he snaps at my brother's finger. So I think he bit his finger. He growled at him, and then he snapped his finger, bit it, and then that was it. And then recently, this was actually tonight, my brother is trying to get our dog to go outside, because my mom tells my brother, hey, go take the dog outside, please. And so my brother grabs our dog by his collar, and he growls at him pretty loudly. You can hear it, like you hear it, and then he bites my brother on his hand twice. So, and my mom's like, no, Chemo, that's bad, and she gets him and takes him outside. My brother's hand is okay. It's been bleeding a little bit, but it's gonna probably start to heal eventually. And his hand is now bruising, so I feel really bad for him. Chemo put his whole entire mouth in my brother's hand, so all because he was just trying to get him outside on his collar. But that could be that maybe our dog doesn't like that, or maybe our dog came from an abusive home. I mean, our dog was bred. He came from a really good boarder who had kids. So we're just thinking, why is our dog acting like this? Why are these things happening right now with our dog? My mom is going to call the vet tomorrow, and so we're going to see what the vet has to say. People have been telling me to contact hang on. Contacting like certified behavioral vets or canine behavioral vets. Those two really specialize in dog bites, dog bitings. I've talked to a lot of other people myself. People are saying maybe he was abused, maybe he has some hormone problem, maybe he is anxious or has some mental illness, or maybe he was abused or something. Sometimes somebody also said this too. They had a dog who bit, and their dog, usually, so sometimes dogs will bite you because they think maybe you have food or something in your hand, or you have a toy. I don't really know, but dogs can think that, and then also they can sometimes come from an abusive home. So yeah, I wanted to read really quickly just a couple of things that people said. And I hope people are okay with me reading this. The dog's probably badly trained or had a bad trainer in the past or abused and lashing out in fear. So that could be true, yes. But though a vet, so they said, I think a better fit would be a canine behavioral specialist, though a vet is also needed, as there could be underlying illnesses at play as well. Somebody also told me that our dog could be sick or in pain, and we have no idea, and this is why he's lashing out, because he's in pain or he's fearing about something or worried or anxious. I don't really know. We had a German Shepherd before. Her name was Hershey, and she dealt with really bad anxiety. She never really snapped or bit at us, kind of like our dog now is doing, or just like she never had like any incidents like that. But she would bark very loudly, and she just was always anxious. She was barking a lot because she was anxious. And my mom told the vet, and the vet had to put her on something to help with that. But we had to give her away because she wasn't happy here anyway. This just wasn't her home. She needed like a farm or something. Let's see. What else have some people said? He could be an aggressive dog, which somebody said that. A lot of people said that. And I'm like, yeah. Or he could be sick or in pain. Like I said, we don't know. Maybe we need to have a muzzle on him. I've seen people use muzzles or things like that so that he won't bite any of us or anybody. Literally, I'll see people walking around in our neighborhood and their dog has a muzzle or something on their face so they can't bite anybody. He might just need to be trained even too to not bite anymore. German Shepherds, somebody said, can be scary and mean, but they can be sweet too. Yeah, that is true. I think any dog can be scary or mean, but I think, yeah. And then I've said too, like, we don't know if our dog would bite us out of the blue. We don't know that. My mom doesn't think so, but that could happen, but we don't know. And a lot of people have said, yeah, you just don't know. But you don't know because you don't know what the dog is thinking. And I'm like, yeah. So, let's see. Maybe, who knows? He might need to also be trained or be rehomed. That sometimes people have to do that, which I totally get that, Sometimes, yeah. Someone said this: the vet will probably have the best insights on what's going on and have good suggestions on what to do next. It may be something that can be handled medically, so try not to think of the worst case scenario before you know the results. For example, my friend had a dog that bit and growled, but only if one of two things was going on. You had something in your hand when you reached out to pet him, or he was eating. He came from an abusive home, so he probably was scared. After learning his triggers, he was fine to live with. Long story short, you never know. That is true. Listen to the vet first and try not to worry too much. Yeah, which that is good. We don't need to worry about it, but it's just you don't know. Told some other people as well. That is good that she is planning to talk to the vet. It sounds like she is really attached to your dog, but if her kids are scared, it is important to check out. I kind of vented about how me and my brother are a little bit anxious right now. My brother doesn't even really want to be around my dog right now because he was the one that got bit, which I don't blame him. This would freak anybody out and scare them. So I'm a little anxious too. I'm not the one who got bit, but I get how my brother is feeling. So yeah. And then someone also said this: that sounds stressful. Yes, definitely good. She's planning on talking to the vet. So our mom, like I said, yes, is planning on talking to the vet. They may recommend that she speak with a board-certified behavioral vet, which are more equipped to handle bite concerns. So, yeah. And then she also said your safety is important, which, yeah, all of our safety is important about this. And then I asked, how can you find a board-certified vet? Can your vet recommend one? And she's like, yes, your dog's vet can help you find one. Just like not all human doctors treat every type of health problem, which is why we have surgeons or psychiatrists, etc. animal docs are separate into similar categories. So animal doctors have different categories, you know, kind of like us humans have psychiatrists, therapists, surgeons, other types of doctors. I think dogs also have other docs as well, which is kind of cool. I don't think I knew that. Someone said too, my general advice in this situation is to assume that your dog will react with a bite right now until he sees a vet, as it's better to be safe than sorry in this situation. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'll check in with you next Tuesday, okay? So this was just a group leader saying that, and that was really nice. But, yeah, so... yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all the responses that I've gotten. But yeah, but once we talk to the vet and once we know a little more, I definitely can let you guys know. Oh yeah, sorry. But yeah, but there's been some other families too that have talked about, oh my gosh, my dog went to the vet and they bit the vet, you know, so there's just kind of a lot of situations with dogs that you just don't know, but this is one we need to figure out. So, yeah, just, you know, we're all kind of worried and anxious right now because we don't know what's really going on with our dog. We don't want to have to put him down because we really do like our dog. We do really care about him and love him like he is a part of our family, but we'll just have to say what the vet says. And I really hope maybe the vet could refer us to like a behavioral specialist, behavioral vet, or something like that, because those people are equipped to handle stuff like this, like dog bites. So, and I just hope we can really figure out what's going on with him because we just need to know. So, alrighty, I know that was a lot, and I'm sorry. And if the comments are on, please let me know your experience. Have your dogs ever bit anybody or bit you? What did you do? Like I'm saying, a lot of other people on YouTube, YouTubers, and this and that have talked about this as well. So it's kind of a common thing, I think, but just let me know your experience with it. And if you have any advice or tips, so yeah, but like I said, I will definitely keep you guys updated. Sorry, this is a lot, but I just kind of wanted to share that because I share with you guys. You guys are here through my whole life, the good and the bad, and this is kind of bad and kind of stressful, but we're going to get to the bottom of this, so we're going to figure it out. But I'm glad my mom is talking to the vet tomorrow, and we'll see what the vet says, and I'll let you guys know. Alrighty, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you have not already. Always keep your head up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.